This is Christopher German coming to you from the Waffle Hut Eatery here in Klamath Falls on Main Street. They're so gracious enough. They've given us coffee to drink today, and they have given us a wonderful facility to sit here and talk and have some coffee with the candidates. And that's what we're calling this show, Coffee with the Candidates. And the reason why we're doing that is because I don't want to have a big stodgy kind of conversation with, you hear all about the world of candidates, and their politics and all that kind of stuff. We don't want to talk about that. We want to know the people that are behind these offices. And what better way to elect somebody than to know the person that is behind the office? So we're going to keep it very conversational in this series, and we're going to be very, very open and honest. And this is brought to you by the Sunshine News, which is my new brand that I'm rolling out because I think there should be some more sunshine on the politics of Klamath County. And we're going to start right here at the Waffle Hut Eatery, home of the Smash Burger. Without further ado, please let me introduce you to Todd Gessele. He is actually relatively new to the race, but he's a perennial favorite, and quite frankly, he's a very qualified candidate from what I can tell, so we're going to find out all his qualifications today on the show. Thanks for watching, and let's get into the program, shall we? Todd, how are you today?
Nice to meet you. I've admired your journalism.
Thank you.
Being a media guy myself.
Well, I can appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, tell me about this. What got you inspired to run for the third position in the Klamath County Commissioner race?
Well, I'm a communicator, and everyone here is asking for more information. And I'm a citizen. Never held a public office before, so I'm a citizen politician. And when I looked at who was running, I noticed nobody was challenging DeGroot, and he's been here 8 years. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I want to jump in there, and I think Sally's in there too. So there's 3 of us for position 3. Mm-hmm. Makes it real easy to remember. You have 3 choices for position 3.
It's a small choice to look through, but I think some big personalities in that race too.
That's correct. Yeah. Yes.
So tell me about what are your goals for Klamath County? What do you want to see happen in the commission? That's a big question, and I know we promised to keep this conversation
small and not talking.
But let's hit the hard questions first. So tell me, what do you see as the future for Klamath County? What do you envision you can do for it?
Well, there's so many things that commissioners can do, from legislation to representing us at the state and federal level, and also here locally, and just listening. The one thing I think people are frustrated with is the ethic violations that have been going on, and kind of some of the controversy that's been going on, and just not feeling like we're getting enough communication. So being a communicator, I said, I can help with that. Mm-hmm. I'd also like to listen more and give people more than 90 seconds when they drive in from Bonanza or Sprague or all the way in, to drive in and to speak to the commissioners for 90 seconds and sit down. Let's give them 5 minutes. I'm here to listen. I'm here to work. I want to get to the bottom and bring forward some solutions.
Well, that sounds amazing. One of the, in my time as a news director here in Klamath County, one of the things I have found is that there is not the openness that needs to be,
correct.
I think, in this politics.
And see, I moved here 3 years ago.
Okay.
I ran for commissioner then against Hensley and Brandon Fowler and Alan Headley. Came in fourth as a new guy because I'm not part of the good old boy system. I'm still not part of the good old boy system here in town. Mm-hmm. So, I don't have endorsements, any of that kind of stuff. I'm just running as David in a Goliath situation.
Sure.
Here. So that's more about me. No one has their claws in me. I don't have special interests behind me. So I just want to represent you.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what you've talked to a number of voters, I imagine, at
yes.
this point. You've been in this race for about a month now.
Yes.
What are the voters telling you? What's their objective of emphasis that they need to have happen in this race?
I think everybody's like, Klamath County needs an identity. We don't want to be a Bend. We don't want to be a Medford. But we like the rural. We like how small we are, but yet we'd like to have some more amenities here. Mm-hmm. And we want better jobs. We want better housing. So getting rid of some of the red tape on some of the housing stuff that we got going on here, some of the drama with some of the local builders would help. But we have to have good jobs. Education's a big key part of that. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't have good education, and we are short on the trades, because a lot of guys are retiring in the trades, and we've got to train these young people that are here. So we're kind of a college town, as far as Klamath Falls down here, but then we also have the rural areas. And we want to be able to serve those areas very well with 24/7 sheriff, build up the department of the sheriff. Whoever we elect, I'm glad we got so many guys running for sheriff.
Mm. Well, I'm glad you brought up the rural parts of this state, because quite frankly, one of the biggest challenges that everybody thinks of when they think of Klamath County is our water problem. What do you have to say about the water problem that's going on in the state?
Well, some of our county commissioners have made statements in the past that county commissioners don't have anything to do with water. That's not really true. We're here to build unity. There's like 60 different organizations that are involved in the water. So on a day-to-day basis, our job is to run the 27, 26 different departments that are here in the county, and water's not one of them. We have the water master, yes. But so our goal is to get the right people in the room to make the decisions that need to be made and build some unity, so we're not all just fighting, because Klamath County is well known for its fights.
Oh, yes, we are.
And I'm a peacemaker by nature.
Yeah.
So, I got broad shoulders. I've worked with lots of difficult people in my career, which has been basically faith-based and for-profit.
Okay.
So.
Well, tell me a little bit about your history. Where did you come from? Where did you get your? We see from your application that you're a learned man. You've gone to college and all that kinds of good stuff. Tell me a little bit about the man behind the man.
Yeah. So I've been an Oregonian 44 years. I've been here in Klamath County 3 years. I'm married. Have a 17-year-old son at home. Our 3 oldest girls are grown and out of the house. I'm a communication, mass media, broadcast background with project management, master's certificate. I just got my general contractor's license here in Oregon last year, as well as my insurance license. I love to learn.
Okay.
As a journalist, I take in lots of information, and I'm always trying to improve myself and relate to people. I've worked in 45 countries around the world. I've seen a lot of different governments as a videographer, as a reporter, on assignment for clients. I've done a lot of stuff with USAID, different clients around the world. A lot of media stuff.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm a communicator.
Yeah.
I like to tell stories and like to get to know the average guy. I mean, I started off picking strawberries at age 14.
Wow.
And then worked in a nursery.
Okay.
Grafting pear trees. so I worked in a mill. So,
Okay.
and this is, the heritage here is all the mills that were here in the 1950s.
Right.
So I can relate to a lot of the folks. Had a hobby farm and raised horses and sheep and goats, and so I like going down to the fairgrounds and seeing what's going on down there.
Uh-huh. So tell me, what is the future for Klamath County hold? What do you think?
I think
where are we going with this place?
We're the undiscovered sunshine. We're like Bend in the 1980s.
Okay.
And we have to plan for growth.
Okay.
It's coming, whether we want it or not. We're a big military base. We're education, with OIT and Klamath Community College. So we've got a lot of things going for us here. But housing, jobs, and education are key priorities that I want to start looking at. See
Okay.
what we can do to help. And then just the county needs to provide services. With inflation and everybody hurting, if we can cut taxes anyway, let's do it. I'm not saying I can, but I'd like to just try to streamline things. I really care for the people who are fire victims and got their houses burned up there in Bly and stuff, and they're trying to survive, and now they're getting penalties. They own the land, but they're out there trying to work on their place, and they're getting fined.
Yeah.
And that's not fair. We need a Homesteaders Act or something to help them get back on their feet.
Well, you brought up the idea that we're running out of money in this state. That's what Derek DeGroot said in a board meeting a couple weeks ago, that we just don't have the revenues to meet up with the services that people expect, and we're going to have to put some big numbers on the table to figure out how we're going to make this work.
I want to challenge Derek on that too, because he's also annexing. He's reducing the size of the county by annexing it into the city every chance he gets.
Okay.
So if you're, like Burger King and Starbucks, just went into the city. I mean, we have to have some way with our urban growth boundaries and things that if it is in the county, it stays in the county. Mm-hmm. So we need to provide services there for those folks and help grow. I don't think we have to annex. I'm against annexation and without representation by the people voting themselves in. Okay. Because this means higher taxes. Mm-hmm. I'm also against just taking money and paying city police to police where the sheriff should be. That's not legal. So I think we need to. Plus, the city officers cost us more than does the sheriff's deputy. So we need to really build up what they've undercut with the sheriff's department.
Okay. Well, then, how do you envision that is going to be shaken out? I mean, obviously, we're going to get some. I think we're going to get some good money coming from the military base here. We're going to get some decent jobs that come out of that. We need to raise the wages in this county big time.
Well, exactly.
I mean, this is one of the lowest wage counties in the entire United States.
Well, all we're doing here is service. I mean, we've got the healthcare as well. We got the healthcare, the college, and then the military base. Those are our three main legs. Mm-hmm. But the rest of us we don't need restaurant-wise, we're doing a lot of services for each other. We're just taking a dollar, passing it around.
Right.
So we need manufacturing jobs. We are underutilizing our railroads. We've got the buildings that are down there that have the leg that come into them for the railroad are only at a 20% capacity. So we have industrial space. We just aren't singing it.
Uh-huh. How can we spur that kind of growth? What do you think? What is a plan for making that happen?
I've been making some phone calls to some like ammunition manufacturers, trying to get them in here because they can use to ship things, or anybody who's building stuff that can use the rails to distribute them. That's one thing that we're not using. Everybody's crying because we don't have an airport, but at the same time, we got to use what we have here that's right in front of us.
What about superconductors? That's something they say is a major growth industry in the state.
Anything with the fin, industry, or chips or whatever, we can start bringing in here, because we have solar, and we have to balance the solar too, and make sure that we can still use our land, even if that means putting them up on 10-foot, 13-foot poles so you can drive tractors under them. We just had to work smart.
So we call this the City of Sunshine. It gets 300 days of sun over this county every year.
Exactly.
We should be sucking that all up, shouldn't we?
So as a group and as a county, we need to make sure if solar's going in, it's coming out in 25 years. We've got to put that bond in there. And we need to, it's like, I worked in Africa a lot, and I see that that big companies, China or India, come in and they say, "Oh, we'll pay this chief this," and "Oh yeah, I'll take that bribe," or "I'll do this," or "I'll take up my Land Rover and I'll give you the mine." We need to, as a people, not give away our natural resources. We need to protect them. We need to come together, because if the industry divides us, then we're not able to leverage and actually get something that's so the money stays here.
Well, then what else is there? I mean, we've got, obviously they've got the plan the 5-year plan for the Klamath County that they've worked on, the vision for the Klamath County.
Correct.
What do you feel about all those missions that they set forward in that plan?
I haven't read all of it in detail yet, but we'll look at that plan. And the other thing that a lot of people are concerned about is the deep state and the UN 2030 plans, and that's where they're trying to get it where you don't own anything, and I'm opposed to all of that stuff. We need to follow the U.S. Constitution, we the people, and I'm all for freedom and maintaining your gun rights and your personal freedoms, as long as it's not getting in somebody else's way.
I think a lot of people would like to hear that as well.
Yeah.
So tell me, how's the campaign going? We got another month or so till the primary, and
May 21. Be registered to vote and get out and vote for your favorite candidate when that comes along.
Are you getting out to meet the people? How can people, if they wanted to get involved in your candidacy, how could they do so? I'm
probably the most approachable candidate. My favorite thing to say is, come on over to my house.
You are the premiere episode of the City of Sunshine, the Sunshine Coffee with.
Yeah, and I think I told you this morning. You called me and I said, hey, I reached out to you. I saw your little thing. Hey, I'm interviewing people. I reached out to you. I said, Chris, I'm available. Come over to my house. You said, no, let's do it at the Waffle Hut. So here I am.
Okay.
I come to you. I've done that with lots of different people. And then I went and actually got all of my signatures, it took me 260 signatures, 69 signatures to get in the pamphlet. I didn't pay my $600 like most of the other guys did.
Oh, really?
Because they're busy out there putting up signs. My signs will be here on the 15th. So you can start seeing them around town. In the meantime, you can look at electtoddg.com. electtoddg, that's my website.
I'll put a tag on this video for that.
Thank you so much. And,
okay.
This is our little, right here, electtoddg, right there.
Okay.
So Klamath Rises, we don't want to fall. We've been falling for a long time.
Amen.
So we want to rise together, and the best way to do that is to talk to each other, have good communication.
Okay.
And so, I don't know what all my superpowers will be. It'll be my first time being a county commissioner, but having run before and looked at the different issues. Election transparency is a big one. I'd love to have everybody just re-register to vote and clean the voter rolls. That's not going to happen this time. But I'd also like in-person voting with voter ID. Okay. Because I believe we need to be here legally.
Okay. Well, the city clerk says that we have one of the best election systems in the country. What do you say to that?
Well, Rochelle Long and I have gone around and around a little bit last campaign. She's very helpful this campaign, getting me all registered and stuff. So I appreciate her. But I'd like to see her leave the cameras on 24/7 during the election. Last year, when they were counting votes, the cameras were off, and when there was nobody there, they turned on the cameras. Okay. I don't get that. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would cost us anything to leave the cameras on. Let's see it all.
See it all. Okay. Perfect. Well then, tell me what if you have one message that you need to get to the people, well, if you have 5 minutes to speak with every single voter here in Klamath County, what would you say?
I'd say if you want the same results, put the incumbent back in, because nothing's going to change. You'll still have 2 outvoting the 1, whoever's new. So you need to put in somebody new. You need to put 2 new people in, one new person in position 1 and 1 new person in position 2, whether that's Sally or myself. If you want to have a different chance for getting different results, vote for somebody new.
Okay. Well then, I think we've covered it all. Unless you got any taglines you want to stick on the end of this thing to make sure that you get your name in front of all the eyes?
I just want to say God bless America. Thank you for participating and get out and vote. I'd like to see us get at least 20,000 people voting. Last year we only had 10,000. I'd like to double that this year. So please come to the polls. And by the way, if you want better stores in Klamath, when you go through the self-checkout or whatever, pay for your stuff. Don't cheat. Don't walk out and steal stuff. That's my message. If you want us commissioners to be able to entice people, our reputation here needs to be in Klamath Falls that retail theft is down. Make it an anomaly here, please. Be good citizens. Be honest. Let's treat each other well, and let's do what we can. I'm excited about the other thing. Finally, I'm excited about Bill 4002, and that's helping reverse Measure 110, which is I think was a mistake on the drug authorization. So.
Well, there's a lot of work to be done, and it sounds like you're one of the guys that could do the work. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
you for coming in and talking.
Appreciate
Let me shake your hand, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. And we're going to be doing this with all the candidates. We have at least 18 people that we have to talk to, and Waffle Hut has said that we could be here and we could do these interviews here. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for joining in today, and I want to share this video, get it out there, subscribe to this channel, get the world to know what's going on here in Klamath County by doing your effort to get the world to beat these candidates, because this is an important season, this is an important election, and it's all up to you. I'm Christopher German for Sunshine News. This is Coffee with the Candidates. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.